Welcome to Student TV. I'm Kristiana Perris. On today's show, we have a bunch of documentaries to share with you. We hope you enjoy these videos made by our very own Sacramento County student video producers.
To some people, dance is just dance. To others, it's a way of life.
My name is Jen Bradford, and I'm the Artistic Director of Northern California Dance Conservatory. We founded the Access program through the school a few years back as a way to give back to the community and to be able to offer the joy of dance to students that wouldn't necessarily be able to fit into the mainstream classes.
The inspiration for this program was to bring the joy and therapeutic benefits of dance to children with special needs.
I was walking down the halls and I saw a little girl. She was probably around 8 years old. And she would get up on her tippy toes and she was looking into the dance room, and then she would step away and she would start to practice what she was seeing in the dance room and trying to copy the dancers. And then she would go back to the window and she'd get up on her tippy toes again to be able to look into the ballet room, and then she would go back into the hall and start to practice and mimic the dancers. And when the little girl turned around, I could see that she had Down syndrome. And the passion that she had for dance and just wanting to be in that dance room was really the seed that was planted for the Access program.
Access is not only about the movement and the music, but more interacting with others and developing meaningful relationships.
So Access gives free dance classes to children in our community who have special needs, whether it be Down syndrome, autism, cerebral palsy, or other disabilities, where the children just need a little extra attention in the classroom and may not fit into a mainstream dance class.
There's plenty of people to talk to when there's times. There's plenty of friends. It gives me exercise.
Many of our students cannot speak or fully convey their emotions to others, and this program really gives them the opportunity to learn skills of different ways to get those emotions and pent-up energies out.
Access has not only taught these students how to dance, but has helped them improve in life situations.
I may be in millions of programs, but this is so far one of my favorites.
The benefits that dance can bring, both emotionally and physically, are tremendous. And to be able to see these young kids experience those benefits and the joy is a feeling that just warms the heart. And I'm so grateful for the opportunity to be able to provide these classes to these children.
Dance has helped these students gain more confidence in their everyday life. However, that was just the beginning.
And seeing the joy that this program has brought to these children is just, there's so many classes where, I need tissues because we just cry because there's so many breakthroughs, and just, there's children that don't have very long attention spans at all, but then we keep doing the same choreography, repeat, and then all of a sudden 1 week, they do it from front to the end, and it's just flawless, and we just all celebrate for them, because it's just such an accomplishment to see a child that has a very fleeting attention span focus, hear the music, internalize it, and then, get moving. So.
Dance is not just a form of self-expression, but an outlet for creativity, self-empowerment, and a better quality of life. Reporting for CTV, I'm Sean Shepard.
I'm Elena Sogard. This is Andrew Carnegie Middle School, and my video is Just Like Me. Just Like Me basically surrounds the idea of special education students and the snap judgments people can make. And we really wanted to show that just because they learn in a different environment doesn't make them any different. They still have similar interests and they still like to do the same things that we like to do, and people shouldn't be so quick to judge them or think of them any differently. Our message is basically just to not judge a book by its cover. It was really nice to get to know them, and I definitely made a lot of new friends while making this video. It really taught me so much, and I hope that people that are watching it can learn the same thing also. My name is Elena Sogard. I'm from Andrew Carnegie Middle School, and watch my video Just Like Me.
My job is to have the children represent all the best in what's them. Because a lot of times it's teenagers in general. A lot of times people are fearful of somebody that they don't know. You recognize that when you go into the mall and there are 3 or 4 of you walking in, and you're a teenager and they're like, oh my God, you know, are they going to shoplift? Are they going to do whatever? So the same with my kids. You don't know what they can do until you have a chance to look at them and talk to them.
Feel nice when I'm very good job at work, and sometimes I'm very hard at them. I like to do math.
You like to do math?
Katy Perry.
I love Katy Perry. What's your favorite song by her?
RAR.
So, what do you like about Carnegie? Like, what's your favorite subject?
Art.
Art? Art? Do you have it with Ms. Crook?
Yes.
So you like drawing?
Kids are classified. Most of our kids are in general education, but there are some students that, depending on their disability, are given extra support to have equal access to the same curriculum. There's a range of special education. Most special ed students need very limited support. They're called learning handicap students. And what that really is they have some struggles with education in some area. Often it's in reading or in writing or in mathematics, and they are given support in what's called the least restricted environment. Most of those students probably sit in class with you day in and day out. You may not even know that they get support.
It was like so inspiring because people make snap judgments so quick, and just because they look different or just because they know their special education, it's not that they're stupid, and it's not that they're not exciting to hang out with and fun to hang out with, because they sang with us, they talked with us, they had conversations with us. It's not like they're incapable of that.
Once I sat down with them and started talking to them, I really realized that they are just like us, and people really shouldn't think of them as any differently, because they're not stupid. They are really smart. They're just smart in a different way than maybe we're used to. And they just have some other things that they work on that's a little bit differently. But I had so much fun, and I learned a lot from them, and I'm so glad I had the opportunity to just hang out with them and meet some new friends.
My name is Joua, and I go to Herman Leimbach Elementary School, and my video is called Fire Station 7. About our video, Fire Station 7, we go to the Fire Station 7 and we talk about how their shelter looks like and how they protect themselves from fire. We asked them questions and we tried on their gears, and they showed us around their trucks.
Hi, my name is Monique.
Hi, my name is Jade.
Hi, my name is Patti. We are going to the Fire Station 7.
Come along with us.
Did you know Fire Station 7 is one of the 60 fire stations in the city of Sacramento?
It serves the Valley High area and its surrounding communities.
During our visit, we learned a lot about how firefighters live and do their important work.
When firefighters are at the fire station, they have to work for 48 hours straight.
Sometimes they don't get to sleep at all, but when they do, they sleep in a shared dormitory.
When they stay at the firehouse, they have to stay fit, so they have equipment to help them do that.
They also have chores like washing the fire truck.
Additionally, they have a lot of gear to keep them protected and have to organize their gear in lockers.
Let's find out about how some of the gear works and how they use it. We'll be talking to firefighter Clint Simons and firefighter Monica Williza. How do you breathe in a house that has a lot of smoke?
So what we do when we go into a house fire is we put on some of our gear, and one of those things is our breathing pack that we wear. So these go on our backs, and the big bottle here has air inside of it. So I'll put my mask on so you guys can see. So what we do when we get a house fire, we put on all of our other gear while we're going to the fire. And then as we're getting ready to go inside, we put these masks on. There's a little mic on here and a speaker so we can talk to each other. And so we'll put our mask on. So if you guys can hear that, every time you hear that noise, that's me taking a deep breath, and then there's air coming out of the bottle and into my mask. And then we can breathe while we're in a fire. Okay, good. So we have our helmet here. Our helmet obviously protects our head. And then also on our shields here that are on the front, it kind of will determine who you are. So I'm a probationary. I'm one of the new guys. So it lets everybody else know that I'm one of the new guys on a fire. A lot of times you'll have your station number on your helmet as well, so people can identify who you are while we're at a fire. And then you've got our turnout coat on, our jacket. Some of the things we carry, we keep our flashlights on here so we can see while we're in a fire. Keep my gloves on here to protect my hands. And then this comes out, and that's a hood that we wear over our head. And it goes around that mask that we showed you earlier, and it helps keep our ears from getting burned while we're in a fire. And then some of the tools that I carry these big wire cutters. That way, if we were to ever get trapped inside of a fire with, you know, if the ceiling comes down, there's lots of wires and stuff in there. I can cut my partners and I free so we can get out. Also, my jacket. I carry some safety glasses and hearing protection, so if we get anything that I need to wear that, I will. And I also keep extra medical gloves, just so I keep protected there. And then in this pocket, I keep webbing, which is like really strong rope, basically, and we can use that for all sorts of things, helping carry people out with it. You can lower stuff down with it. There's a lot of uses for it, so I carry that with us. And then hiding in these, we've got my bunkers here, our bunker pants. These go with our jackets. Our boots that we wear have steel toes in them, so if anything heavy falls, it won't crush our toes. And then in my pants here, I carry a pouch. If I can get it out. Pouch with lots of different tools for all sorts of jobs. I carry these right here for shutting off gas lines and things like that at fires. I carry a backup set of those wire cutters and a screwdriver and knife, all for different sorts of calls. And then I also have little door chocks for when we go into certain calls. If we don't want a door to close behind us and lock, we can stick these in the door. That way we don't get locked inside of a building. Or it'll keep the door open for other people. And then finally in here, I just keep an extra pair of gloves and a flashlight and a pen. And that's all that I carry with me. Everyone kind of carries their own tools. Some people like to carry other things. Some people don't carry really anything, so they stay a little lighter. Everyone kind of has their own idea of what they should be carrying. So, but that's what I carry. That's all the stuff I carry with me every day. That's it.
Now we're going to talk about how they prepare for a fire and how they fight fire. Where do you start?
So each person on each rig, they have different assignments. So if you are on the nozzle position where you're actually fighting fire, usually you go to the front door or close to where the fire is burning. That way when you go inside, you're close to the fire. And then if you're guys like that are on our ladder truck, usually you're going to be, some of them are going to be going up on the roof to cut a hole, and some of them are going to be going inside to do a search for people. And so every position has a different job assigned for when we get on scene of a fire. So depending on where you sit on one of our engines depends on what your job is when you get there.
How do you protect yourself that is about to collapse?
So one of the first things we do is we park our engines far enough away where if the building looks like it's going to collapse or it is going to collapse, that we park far enough away that it won't collapse on our equipment. And then when we're inside of a fire, sometimes we'll see things like parts of the roof coming down, or we'll hear things starting to break inside the house, and that's a good sign that we need to get out. And then also our chiefs that run the call when they're at the fire, they usually stay outside and they watch. And they look for certain signs of building collapse, and they tell us over our radios, and then we exit the house.
If there are people in a house, do you put out the fire or save them first?
So our first priority always is life safety, so we always want to try to save people first. Sometimes if there's enough of us on scene of the fire at the same time, they'll have some people try to put out the fire while we're saving people, but we always save people first. That's always our first job.
How do you prepare for a fire?
So some of the ways you prepare before you even get to the scene of a fire is you have to go to school and you have to get an education. Also, you have to be in shape and work out and be strong. That way you can perform all your jobs. And then we do a lot of training. And so a lot of those things prepare us to get ready for a fire. Plus, knowing our equipment and working with our crews. We all have to be able to work together when we're on scene of a fire. So it's kind of all of those things combined. It's a lot.
How do you keep going when the air tank is empty?
So our breathing packs that we were showing you earlier, when we breathe those, when we get down to about 25% of our bottle left, it starts beeping at us. And we also have little lights that are displayed in our mask. And so when we're getting low on air, we exit the building before we run out of air, because if we run out of air, then we can't breathe while we're in the fire. So we come out actually before we run out of air, and we switch out with other people.
So when we get lost or we need to be rescued, on our packs here we have these little devices that will go off and sound an alarm. And not only do they sound the alarm, but they also have a little red light that will flash. So if we need to be rescued, the other firefighters that go in can find us by the sound of the alarm and by the red light that goes off.
Do you guys sleep in the firehouse?
We try to if we don't get calls. So the way our shifts work is we work for 48 hours straight, and then we go home for 4 days. So in that 2 days, we try to sleep if you can, but sometimes if you're really busy, you may not sleep for 2 days.
We had fun at Fire Station 7. Thank you, Fire Station 7. My name is Elisa Mackey.
Clara, Reynen.
And I made the video Every Drop Counts. We wanted to inform people about how the drought's a big deal. Well, we were just trying to decide what topic we were going to do, and we thought that the drought was the most important, the thing that stood out the most to us. The hard part was all of the little nitty-gritty parts.
I was much more at ease doing things with my teammates because it was like we could all put in an answer of our own.
I was in the video and I helped edit.
I especially like the editing.
I think the best part was at the end when we got to make the music, but also I really liked the videotaping.
But I really enjoyed it. I think it was really fun.
Hey, Maya, hold this. Check out what I made. I'm a sprinkler. So, come on, let's go. Empty enough. Actually, I am kind of thirsty. Stop wasting water. You need to turn the drinking fountain off. So? I already saw you waste water when you threw away a water bottle with water still in it. So? California's in a drought. People could die of dehydration because you've been wasting water. Who knows how many other times you've been wasting water? Like I said, California's in a drought and we need all the water we can get. Here are some important facts about the drought. Fact 1. Climate change already is affecting California's water resources. Snowpack in the Sierra Nevada, the source of much of our runoff and our largest natural reservoir, could shrink by as much as 25% by 2050. Experts say that the changing rain and snowfall patterns will result in longer periods of drought. 2. Two of the state's largest water systems, the State Water Project and Federal Central Valley Project, move water through the Sacramento-San Joaquin River Delta to more than 25 million people in the San Francisco Bay Area, Central Valley, and Southern California, and to more than 2.5 million acres of farmland. Fact 3. Statewide, the snowpack water content is just 20% of average for this time of year. The Sierra Nevada snowpack melts in the spring and summer. It collects in the reservoirs to provide about 1/3 of the water Californians use each year. Here are 4 helpful tips on how to conserve water. Tip 1. To conserve water, take shorter showers. If everyone took showers that were 10 minutes or less, California would be in less of a drought. Even though one person doing that doesn't seem to make an impact, if everyone does it, it can make a big difference. Tip 2. Another way to make sure water is conserved is to patch up any pipe leaks. Once the leaks are fixed, no water can get through the holes and it makes one less problem to worry about. Tip 3. An easy way to save water is to use drinking water for solely that purpose only. That leaves more of it for others to drink when they need it. Tip 4. Also, it's very important to remember to turn off all water faucets when it isn't needed or being used. Leaving water on is a significant waste because when water tumbles down the drain, it doesn't return to the reservoir.
Well, I think it has done a great deal of damage. I think it has made it worse. It had been years and years that it had not been good for starters. Not dramatically. I can't water my garden as much as I want to. We take shorter showers, these type of things. But, it's nothing compared to what a farmer would have to do to conserve water. Well, I think maybe we should be paying more attention to what kind of crops are grown in California and how we plant them so that we don't use too much water that way. But also less lawns. Everybody should do their part. Don't water when it rains or during the rainy season at all. Take shorter showers, no baths.
My name is Lauryn Willard, and the name of my video is Congas and Claves 101. In that video, we tell you history about Claves and the Congas, and how to play it and what's important to learn how to use the Congas and Claves. The idea was when I was in the VAPA program, which is where actually it was the Ritmos program, and we played drums in there. And I had the idea of maybe we can make a video about the drums and how to play it. It's really fun. It's fun how you can express your ideas and do videos.
Ships in Cuba were made for Spanish explorers. The slaves that made the ships used the leftover pegs to make music. Over time, they rounded out the pegs to make the clave.
Learning proper hand techniques is important for students to learn a new instrument.
Like this. Now everyone go like this. Now everyone kind of just cup your hands, but don't make a tight fist. It's going to rest right on it. The area between your fingernails and where your finger first starts, it's going to kind of rest like in there.
When holding a clave, you don't want to keep your fingers too close together because once you start to hit the clave, it will wobble. You should spread your fingers apart.
Learning rhythm is also important when you're trying to learn a new instrument.
There you go. Good.
The clave is key to Latin music, but you need to learn other musical instruments to learn Latin music, such as the congas.
The congas are a combination of different drums from Yoruba and Bantu cultures of West Africa. The name congas comes from a Bantu word meaning a dance, a ceremony, and or a drum. Many historians believe that this name spread due to a popular rhythm and dance called the conga. Over the years, tumbabandoras have been given names due to their size. Quinto is the smallest, conga is the medium-sized, and tumbadora is the largest one. Inside the drum, there are different sections of wood called stabs. On top of the drum, the skins were put on top, pulled down, rolled up, loosened in with water, pulled down, rolled up, and they will tack them down to stay in place. The metal rims and bolt could be tightened with a wrench, which then pulls on the bolt, and then the bolt will pull down the metal rims to tighten it. When playing the congas, you can use the strategy of doing heel, tip, slap, tip.
Both of these instruments are important in Latin music. Thank you for taking the time to learn about them.
If you'd like to get your video on Student TV, make sure you enter the SEVAs, Student Educational Video Awards. Entries are due in early March each year. For all the details, please visit secctv.org. Thanks for watching.